So we are starting on our back this morning in constructive rest. So come down onto your mat, take your time. And as you come down, step your feet to a nice comfortable distance towards the outer edges of your mat, but just know that little variations you might find a little further out or a little further in might feel good for your legs. And then just let your knees drop in towards each other. And right away, we're going to bring our hands to the solar plexus. So slightly above the belly button, but below the ribs. So that nice soft space right there. If you can, bring your hands to just stack on top of your solar plexus and then just take a second to let your body settle in. And then as your body starts to settle in here, just check in. Do your shoulder blades need rearranging? Is your tailbone comfortable? Do your feet feel happy? And then if all is feeling good, we're just going to take a second to come to the breath. So take a nice, generous inhale, fill your lungs up. And a slow but natural exhale. So you don't need to force the air out, but take your time as you let that exhale go. Inhale a nice full breath, fill your lungs up. Exhale nice and slow. On this next inhale, as you fill your lungs up, imagine you're bringing that air all the way down to the solar plexus. So imagine you're trying to pull the breath down to where your hands are. Exhale nice and slow. Inhale a nice full breath, fill your lungs up, bring that breath down to the solar plexus. And then once you feel like you've filled up with as much air as you can, see if you can just retain the breath at the top for a moment. And then exhale, let it all go. Inhale to fill the lungs up, bringing the breath all the way to the solar plexus. Hold the breath at the top or retain your breath for a moment. And then when you're ready, exhale nice and slow. One more breath here. Inhale a nice full deep breath. Fill your lungs up. Bring it all the way to the solar plexus. Exhale nice and slow. And then before we move away from this place, take a moment here to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. With that intention set, bring your arms into cactus or goalpost position, and then we're going to start to find some windshield wipers with the knees. So start small, just to increase your range of motion, create a little bit of warmth and gumminess in the hips. And then once you feel like things are starting to warm up, then increase your range of motion, dropping the knees a little further side to side. And then once you've got that motion pattern down, add your head as well. So knees are going to drop in one direction and your head is going to turn in the opposite direction. Once you've got a nice rhythm going with that movement, knees dropping to one side, head turning in the opposite direction, keep that movement going, but see if now can you tune into your solar plexus, the place where your hands were, and can you just notice that sort of stable steadiness there, even though your head is turning, your knees are moving, you might feel a little movement in the hips, you might feel some movement in your neck, you might even feel a little bit of movement in the shoulders, but can you feel that sense of stability right there at your center? Take one more time each side or even yourself out. And then as your head and your knees come back to center, walk your feet in a little bit closer. So feet are maybe about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands down alongside your hips, flip your palms, move right into pelvic tilt. Exhale, press your low back into the ground. Inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. Exhale as you press your low back down. Inhale to release. On this next exhale, as you press your low back down, pause here for a moment, tune in, notice your solar plexus, notice your center. And then once you feel like you've noticed it or found just a sense of awareness there, inhale, release to the natural curve of your back. And now we're going to move right into some rolling bridges, but with that exhale to take you up. So exhale, curl your tailbone up, roll up through the spine. Inhale and release your spine back down to the ground. Exhale as you lift your hips up. Inhale to release down. One more moment here. Exhale as you lift up. Inhale to release down. And now we're going to take some alternating knee pulls. So we're going to take the right knee in towards the chest and then the left. And you're going to take your time here, just alternating one knee and the other, but keeping a bent knee position. So we'll gradually take it a little bit further, but just for right now, keep both knees in that bent knee position. And then the next time your right knee comes into the chest, hang out here, take that right knee, draw it in a couple circles, go in one direction. Draw your knee in circles, go the other way. And then let that circling come to stillness. Take a firm handhold on that knee. Push your knee into your hands or push your knee up towards the ceiling. Feel your quads fire up. Notice your glutes. Notice your low back. Push your knee up into your hand. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale and soften. Draw the knee into your chest. Cool. And then we're going to switch. Set that knee down. Take it over to the other side. As you catch hold of that left knee, take the left knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Take that knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Awesome. And then let that circling come to stillness. Hold on tight. Push your knee into your hands. Hands are going to resist. Hold that pushing sensation. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, soften, draw the knee into your chest. Beautiful. And then take it back to the right knee, but now extend your left leg nice and long. So moving right into wind relieving pose. And then we're going to inhale to switch. Exhale as you pull the knee into your chest. Inhale as you switch. Exhale as you draw it in. Inhale to switch. Exhale to draw it in. Inhale to switch. Exhale to draw it in. Nice. Take it back to the left one last time. And then pull the right knee into your chest, left leg nice and long. Let the heel come down to the ground. We're going to take 3 supine twists, but we're going to take it into a fluid motion. So take that right knee over and across the body. Let your right arm open nice and wide. Pull it back in. Give it a light little squeeze. Take that knee over and across the body. Let your arm open out nice and wide. Bring it back in. Hug it in for a light squeeze. One last time here. Bring the knee over and across the body. Right arm opens nice and wide. Pull it back in. Bring the left knee into me. And now we're going to switch sides. So right leg is going to go nice and long. 3 supine twists to the other side. Take the left knee over and across the body. Left arm opens nice and wide. Bring it back into center. Hug it in. Take the knee over and across the body. Left arm opens wide. And bring it back in. One more time on this side. Take that left knee over and across the body. Left arm opens nice and wide. Bring it back in and bring both knees into your chest. Now we're going to get a firm handhold. So hold on to your knees or your shins, just whatever grab works good for you. But we're going to push our hands or push our knees into our hands. Hands are going to resist. Push your knees upward towards the ceiling. Feel your quads get engaged. Feel the muscles in your back. Hold that active position. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, soften, draw the knees into your chest. And now we're going to switch our handhold. Grab the backs of the thighs and start to find a little rock and roll. Rock tailbone to top of head. And then we're going to catch a little momentum. See if you can come up to a little bit of a balance. So balancing on the sits bones, lift your heels up, flex your feet, lift your chest. Beautiful. And then from this position, if you can, you're going to crisscross your feet and come into Sukhasana or easy seat. So crisscross your legs and then lift up into a nice seated position. Take a second to just wiggle into your sits bones. And then once you find your way here, we're going to move right into a twist. So left hand's going to come across, find the right knee. Take a nice deep breath, get nice and tall. On your next inhale, return to center, and then exhale, turn over to the other side. Inhale as you get nice and tall. On your next inhale, return to center. And then as you exhale, take a little easy seated forward fold. So just a little lean forward, think hip hinge. Inhale, come right back up. And then we're going to come back to that right side twist. Left hand's going to find the right knee, right hand behind you. And now we're going to add a little side bend. So take that back hand to shoulder height, flip the palm, reach it up alongside your ear, reaching towards your left knee. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale to lift up and rotate all the way to center, and then exhale, take your twist over to the other side. Take that back hand or reach it up to shoulder height, flip the palm so it's facing the ceiling, reach it up alongside your ear. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale as you lift up, return to center, and then exhale, take an easy seated forward fold. Just lean your heart forward just a little bit. Beautiful. Inhale to come all the way back up. Swim your hands behind the back, tall fingers, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest, lift your chin, take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then let your hands release to your knees. Drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Roll your chin down and across your chest. Take your left ear over to your left shoulder. Beautiful. Roll your chin down to your chest. Stay there for a second and then just take a couple little figure eights with the nose. Just kind of move around through the back of the neck. Notice the back of your neck. Notice your shoulder blades. And notice here, if you've picked up any tension in your jaw, can you relax your jaw? One more little rock of the head side to side, and then bring your head up to a neutral position, and we're going to start to find our way into a tabletop. So flippity do your way up into your tabletop or come onto all fours in any way that works good for your body. And then once you get yourself there, just take a second to tune in. Notice your knees. If you need to double cushion your mat or put a little towel under your knees so it feels good, take a second to do that. And then once you found your tabletop that works good for you, we're going to right away curl the toes under, pull your butt back towards your heels, a little stretch to the toes and the bottoms of the feet. And then inhale, come forward back to your tabletop. Exhale, pull your butt back towards your heels. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, pull your butt back to your heels. Stay here. Take 2 extra cycles of breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift back up to table, but keep the toes curled under right into a hovering table. So we're going to pull the abdominal muscles up towards the spine. Lift your knees up away from the floor. Nice, strong through the back. Nice and strong through your shoulders. Nice and strong through your center. Take one more breath. Relax your knees down, big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat, and we're going to come to extended child's pose. But if your low back is bothering you and you think a supported child's pose with the knees together would feel better, you might choose to walk your knees closer. So, but if it feels good to walk your knees out, take a second to do that. And then butt back to the heels, belly, chest, forehead melt down. Take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. If you're in that extended child's pose position, if it's available, let your elbows come down to the ground, prayer hands together, bring the hands behind the back of your head, take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. If you've got those prayer hands behind your head, go ahead and release them. Start to lift your butt up away from your heels, walk your knees in. We're going to come down onto the belly. Come down elbows and forearms, and then we're going to just walk our way through a little supported plank. So walk your feet to the back end of your mat. Bring your butt down so that you find that work coming through the upper body and the belly is drawing up. So just make sure your butt's not way high up in the air. Take one good breath here. And then relax your knees down. Move right into a Sphinx pose. Release your toes. Hip points touch down. Elbows draw back energetically. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Press up through the crown of your head. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then we'll release. Walk your elbows nice and wide, lower onto your belly. Take a second, wiggle out your tush, and then we're going to bend the right knee. Hug the heel in towards your butt. First, we're going to take an active position. So just actively hug that heel in towards your butt, right to the point where you feel the muscles in the back of the thigh fire up. Once you feel it, take one good breath. Release that foot back down to the ground, and then we'll take it to the other side. Bend your left knee. Hug your heel in towards your butt. Squeeze the muscles in the back of the thigh. Feel that activation. And then when you're ready, release. Take it back over to the right. Bend your right knee. And now see if you can reach back, catch hold of the right foot. Hug your heel in towards your butt and then soften the quadricep muscles or soften the top of your thigh. So let go of any action that you're trying to support there. Soften your foot into your hand. Take a nice big breath. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Release your hand hold of that foot, and then we'll take it to the other side. Bend your left knee. See if you can reach your left hand back, catch hold of that foot, hug your heel in towards your butt, and then soften. Relax your quadricep muscles, relax your foot into your hand. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Release your hand hold from that foot. 3 low cobras here, hands alongside the shoulders, elbows soft at the ribs. Inhale, gently lift your heart up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower down. Curl your toes under. Either power up to a plank or take it up to a tabletop position, just whatever you're in the mood for here. And then when you're ready, exhale up to downward facing dog. Take a few petals of the legs, bending one knee and pressing into the opposite heel. When you're ready, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to a folded ragdoll at the top of the mat. So feet about hip or shoulder distance apart, super generous, bend the knees, make some space for your belly and your chest. If it feels good here, you're going to catch hold of your elbows, let your elbows get nice and heavy, let the crown of your head get nice and heavy, and then see with this bent over position, can you tune back into that solar plexus area, the space below the ribs but above the belly button. Take a nice big breath, fill your lungs up. Nice slow breath out. 2 more breaths here. Relax your fingers towards the ground, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, pull the solar plexus in and up to the ribs, and then roll up nice and slow and controlled. As you come up, just give yourself a second to come to a standing position, get yourself situated, and then right away, find your mountain pose at the top of the mat. Toes and knees pointing forward, anchor into your feet, lift up through the crown of your head, and then just tune in for a second here to your head and your neck. If your head and heart are slightly forward, bring it all back and then pull the chin just in slightly like you're making a little tiny double chin. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll up to standing, roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold, knees bent or straight, just whatever feels good to you here. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step the right leg back, warrior 2. So drop the back heel down, turn the toes out. Right hand is going to pick you up. Awesome. And then just take a second, make sure that front knee feels good, strong, and supported. Lift energy up the soles of the feet, up the legs, up the side body, out through your fingertips, gaze forward, nice and strong here. Take a nice big breath. Take it into peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Drop the back hand, reach the front hand up, palm faces upward, and then look up towards that hand. Take a nice big breath. From here, release it down to the ground. We're going to spin those hands down, pivot your back heel so you come into a lunge, plant your palms, step back to plank. Lower your knees, rotate the eyes of your elbows, lower with control onto your belly. Inhale up to cobra just as high as you like. Exhale up to down dog or through table to down dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Shift your weight onto your left foot. We're going to take a little half dancer balance. So if you're on a soft mat or you need to find a little support, take a second to use your wall, use your chair, whatever works good for you. But shift your weight over to your left foot. Pick your right heel up. See if you can take that right hand, catch hold of the blade edge of your foot, hug your heel in towards your butt, hug your knee in towards your knee. And then once you feel like you've got a nice solid position, lift your left hand up alongside your ear, firm up your abdomen, pull the solar plexus in nice and strong from your center. Take one good breath. Awesome. Release it with control. Take it over to the other side. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Pick your left foot up. See if you can catch hold of the blade edge. Hug your heel in towards your butt, knee in towards your knee. Reach your right hand up alongside your ear. Pull in nice and firm at your solar plexus. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then with control, release it down, come back to your mountain pose. So if you used a handhold, go ahead and come back to the top end of your mat. And then once you're there, inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, warrior two. Drop the back heel, turn the toes about 45 degrees. Left hand is going to pick you up. Take a second here to just make sure everything feels good and solid. Drawing that right knee towards the pinky toe, lifting energy up the legs, up the side body, out through the fingertips, gaze past your front hand, nice and strong here. Take a nice big breath. And then take it into your peaceful warrior. Drop the back hand, flip the palm, lift that right arm up, look to the sky, take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, cartwheel the hands down to the ground, pivot that back heel. Beautiful. Plant the palms, step back to plank. Lower your knees, rotate the eyes of your elbows, hug your elbows into your ribs, lower with control. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale up to table or up to down dog. Look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands, come to forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Back to a balance here. Shift your weight over to your left foot, pick your right heel up. See if you can catch hold of the blade edge of the foot. Hug the heel in towards the butt, knee in towards your knee. Left hand reaches up, take one good breath. Release with control and take it right over to the other side. Shift your weight onto your right foot, pick your left heel up. See if you can catch hold of the foot. If you've got hold of the foot, hug heel in towards the butt, knee in towards the knee, right hand extends up. Take one good breath. And then release that back down with control. Inhale, reach both arms up, grab that imaginary beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into chair. Draw your tailbone down slightly, pull that solar plexus in. So imagine you're pulling your rib cage in towards each other. So nice and strong through your center. Take one good breath here. Prayer hands are going to come together at heart center. We're going to take a twist to each side. So left elbow is going to reach across towards that right knee. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it to center. Exhale, we're going to twist over to the other side. Inhale as you come back to center. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold everything down to the ground. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to down dog. Beautiful. Shift forward into a plank, bring your knees down to the ground, rotate the eyes of your elbows, lower with control onto your belly. We're going to take it right into a bow from here. So bend both knees and see how it feels to reach your hands back. See if you can just catch hold of your feet. Once you've caught hold of your feet, take a soft position here. Let your feet be kind of heavy into your hands. Let your chest be a little bit heavy. Let your shoulders be a little soft. Notice your quadriceps or the tops of your thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then get a little bit more active with this position if it feels good. Think about pushing your feet into your hands. Hands are going to offer just a little bit of resistance. So as you push your feet into your hands, you might find a little bit of lift in the heart. Once you found that, 3 breaths here, and you're just going to let your breath do the work for you. Inhale, fill up, feel the breath down into the solar plexus. Exhale, nice and slow. 2 more cycles of breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, soften that hand hold, release your feet with control, stack your hands, and just let your forehead rest here for a minute. So soften through the back of the body. Take a nice big inhale. See if you can tune in and notice the breath in the solar plexus. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, lift your head away from your hands, push yourself up into a tabletop position. Big toes together, knees are gonna come together. We're gonna pull the butt back to the heels and then take a little frog position. So we're gonna make light little fists. You're gonna place your fists right in that soft center. So locate your belly button and then hands are gonna just move about 2 inches away from that center line. So we find that soft tissue. Once you found it, exhale, lean forward, let your belly rest on your fists. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. 2 more cycles of breath. Wonderful. When you're ready, lift up nice and slow and controlled. Release your fists, float forward into a tabletop position. Either swing your legs out to one side or crisscross your ankles. We're just going to sit back onto our butt so that we can find our way back down to the ground. So once you've found your way flipped over, roll your way down to the ground unceremoniously. Just take your time as you come down onto your back. And then once you found your way here, give a second, get yourself situated, fix your clothes, fix your hair, make sure everything feels good. We're going to take the right leg across the left into a little figure 4. Lift the left leg up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, gently draw it in, take a nice deep breath. One more breath. And then we're going to release our hand hold. See if you can keep that right leg across the left. Left foot's going to touch down to the ground. And then we're going to drop the knees over to the right. So if it feels safe and comfortable, you're going to keep that right foot hooked on top of the left. Think knee down twist. So we're going to let the knee drop down. You might feel a little sensation through the front of the left hip or where your front left pocket would be. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then if you can, arms out at a T, and we're going to take just a little bit of a spinal bend. So you're going to reach your left hand towards your left foot, bringing a little bit of a C spine in. Right hand's going to reach up towards the top corner of your mat. And then when you're ready, release, lift those legs back up to center, step your right leg off, step the left leg across, figure 4 to the other side, lift your right leg up, thread your hands through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, just whatever handhold works good for you. Hug it in for a light little squeeze. Awesome. And then when you're ready, with control, float that foot down to the ground. If you can, keep that figure 4 position. We're dropping the legs over to the left. Let them sink all the way down. And of course, if your leg is stacked and that's not comfortable to your knee or your hip, just unstack it and let the knees drop off to the side naturally. And then once you feel like you've got a good little position there, take it into a side bend. Right hand's going to reach towards the right foot. Left hand reaches up to the top left corner of the mat. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Release your arms back, releasing that side bend. Lift your legs back up to center. Step the left leg off, and then walk both feet to the outer edges of your mat. Take a couple of little windshield wipers here just to bring some soothing back into the hips, some softness back into your low back. One more swish of your knees each side, and then we're just going to reset that SI before we find our way to the Shavasana. So bring your legs up into a tabletop position, right hand behind the thigh, left hand on top of the knee. So we're going to get that opposite push-pull. So your right thigh is pushing into your hand, and your left knee is pushing up into the palm, or the palm is pushing down into the knee. So get that opposite push-pull going on. Nice active position. Right thigh pushing down, left knee pushing up. Take a nice big breath. And then when you're ready, exhale, soften and release. We'll take it to the other side. So right hand on top of the knee, left hand behind thigh, left thigh pushes into the hand, right knee pushes into the palm. Once you've got that active position, hold that action. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. And soften. Release your hand hold, float your feet down to the ground, and then ask your body where would be your best Shavasana. Would it feel good to come back to constructive rest? Would it feel good to take that more traditional shape? Or would it feel good to take any other variation of the body that feels nice to you and lets you come to a little stillness? Take a second here to just put your blanket on, put your socks on, put your sweater on, anything that gets you nice and comfortable. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wake up your fingers and wake up your toes. Invite some gentle movement into your head. Maybe gently turn your head side to side, bringing some movement into your cervical spine and massaging out the back of your head. And then invite any other gentle movement in that feels good. Maybe move your wrists, move your ankles, wiggle your elbows, wiggle your knees, wiggle your butt, wiggle your ribs, any little bit of movement that feels good. And then if it feels really great to do so, take a big good morning stretch like a yawn. Reach your feet nice and long, reach your arms up and overhead. Take a nice big giant breath back into your body. Nice. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully start to find your way up to a comfortable seated position. So maybe you rock and roll up, maybe you roll to one side, whatever gets you there, but take your time. Great. And then once you've found your way up, we're going to fire up our palms. So bring your palms together, create a little friction, get a little heat in those hands. And then once you feel like your hands are nice and good and hot, we're going to stack them right on top of the solar plexus. So above the belly button, but below the ribs. Take your hands, stack them right on top of that space. Close your eyes down if that feels comfortable. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Nice full inhale, fill your lungs up, breathing all the way down to the solar plexus. Exhale nice and slow. Take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, release your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer hands at heart center, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Saturday.